Hi, I'm Alison Roberts, originally from the Philadelphia suburbs. I'm a senior double majoring in biology and government, and I'm going to be the chair for the Ad Hoc committee this year.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I graduated in 2014 with a degree in government. I currently reside in the Washington, D.C. area. I was the Secretary General of ANMUN 2, and this year I am directing the Ad Hoc Committee of the Secretary General. This year, the Ad Hoc Committee is working to create a much more realistic experience for the delegates. We've been working with government agencies and other players outside of the William & Mary community to make sure that our delegates have a very authentic experience that really mirrors things that are going on in the real world at this time.
But don't worry, none of that authenticity will in any way impede on the fun you're used to in Ad Hoc. We have a lot of really great crises already set up for you and are really working in advance to make sure this is an incredibly high caliber, high octane experience. So to make this a really intense crisis experience, we're gonna have document drops throughout the committee for you guys. And the way that's gonna work is you're gonna get, instead of one simple, tiny newspaper article that lays out the problem for you, lets you know what's happening, you're gonna get stacks of emails, of government documents, of newspaper articles as well, that are gonna have a lot of information, and not all of it is going to match up. There will be some conflict. And you, as the delegate, are gonna have to decide what to do with that and what you take from it.
So as we've mentioned, there will be these document drops and they're not your traditional crisis updates. So we're looking for delegates that are able to work with a variety of documents, not your typical background guide or even your typical dossier. We're going to be handing our delegates a lot of information, and we're looking for individuals who are able to work quickly through that at a level that we know we can expect from ad hoc delegates.
I think that at the end of the day, we really want someone who's going to be able to use the Model UN creativity they've built over their last however many conferences, not just to create crazy crises, but to really look at all of this information and come up with creative solutions to the problems that it's posing them.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm a senior at the college. I'm studying government and public health. I've been doing Model UN for 9 years now, so it's been a while, about 17 conferences. This is my 8th time directing. I'm the crisis director of the Ad Hoc. I'm really excited. It's finishing out my MUN career in a really awesome way, so I'm really pumped. I know traditionally crisis directors create a timeline or a web in order to prepare for committee and kind of map out where they want to go. I don't do that. I create what I call a crisis web, which is basically all of the potential delegate responses to every crisis that I create, and then we follow paths based on the delegates themselves. So it's a lot more work on my end because I have to predict what everyone is going to do, which isn't easy. But I think it gives a lot more dynamic experience because you see all these different spiraling paths based on individual delegates. There isn't necessarily one pushed through overall arc. I mean, there's general plans of where we want to go, but it's really based on the delegates themselves, and it makes it much more fast-paced and interactive, and we can respond quicker because we've kind of mapped out where things could go. Makes it really, really interesting for everyone, I would say. So my vision for this committee is to make it very intelligence-based, which is something I think we don't see in MUN very often. So we're going to have document drops instead of major crises, in which the delegates themselves get to analyze raw information and pull out what's important. So it relies on the delegates to kind of look through and say, oh, okay, this is something that I should respond to, I can discard that. And the crisis team will act as like analysts to help them, and it will be very reliant on what the delegates see and what they choose to respond to, which is where that web plays in, because if you see something in the document that you want to act on, we'll go, okay, here's where it is in our crisis web, let's move forward with it. It's interesting. It's going to be really rough for the first one, I think. We're going to give everyone like 100 pages of documents and just say, all right, let's go. Let's see how you can analyze. And it'll make it very fun. just fun. I think my biggest piece of advice is don't be afraid to get creative. We've put little red herrings in places. We have this expansive network of how this could potentially play out. There is no one final answer. So get creative, get excited, get out of the box. I want to see things coming into the crisis room that are very, very creative and new and will challenge us so that we can challenge you back. See you in March.
Excited to see you in March.